Was it good for our Constitution? Was it good for the American people? Was it good for my dad's legacy? No, on all counts.
Do you think you made life worse and the health worse for Joe Biden?
Of course I did. He never, ever, ever let me go. He always left the door open.
When I spoke to Hunter Biden this evening, I asked him about his use of crack cocaine during his years of addiction. How often was he using it?
At one point, every 15 minutes or so, and I wouldn't sleep for days. It was hell on earth, and there's nothing glamorous about it, and it was all consuming. And the truth of the matter is that the thing that threatened my health was more the alcohol than the crack cocaine, as well as smoking at the time, that kind of 2-year period of time, is I was drinking what we call a handle of vodka, almost a gallon of vodka a day. And that in and of itself, the way in which that impacts your body is just absolutely devastating. And it's the hardest thing to come off of. It's the one drug other than benzodiazepines that you can die from withdrawing from. And so it took a lot of care to get myself out of that loop.
And the thing is, the trauma in the Biden family is really horrific to read about. The loss that's been surrounded in violent car crashes and so on. But I wonder if you agree you created trauma, and how has your fall and rise impacted your relationship with your family and your father?
Ultimately, it's a community disease. It's a family disease first. It impacts everyone around you in really significant ways. And the biggest trauma was to my family, to my 3 older daughters that were in their late teens, early 20s at the time that I went through the worst of it. And you know, I was very present as a parent in their lives from the time they were born. And after my brother died, who they were very close to, my whole world fell apart, and I fell into this addiction. And I did probably the worst thing that I could do to them, which was not be present, not be there for them, not be there for their grief, not be there to guide them through with the trauma that they were experiencing. That's the greatest trauma.
I just wonder if I could be blunt and ask you if your own fall precipitated more decline in your dad. He must have feared he was going to lose another son. This is a very difficult thing to talk to you about. But do you think you made life worse and the health worse for Joe Biden?
Of course I did. That's what addiction does. You know, I think that most people would sit here and try to, run from that question or be offended by it. But absolutely. Not just in my dad, but in my mom and my aunts and uncles, to my children, to my relationships down the line. But in particular to my dad, who never let go. And even through that, even with the knowledge of that, he never, ever, ever let me go. He always left the door open. And I always say to people that unconditional love, it doesn't mean love without consequences. It doesn't mean love without accountability. My dad never let me off the hook, but what my dad did was always make it clear that when I was ready to come back, the door was open, and that he loved me just as much no matter what. And what my dad did when I fell down this well of despair is he shined a light down and helped guide me out. And that's a beautiful thing, but it's not without its cost. And the cost is that it never goes away. That stress.
This is why you are a recovery advocate, Hunter Biden, but you are also from a very public family. And I wonder if your loyalty to your father and the way he treated you meant that you felt the need to reward him with unconditional loyalty, and maybe you allowed him to run for president when he should not. In a normal family, you take the keys to the car away from dad after a difficult conversation. And in your family, maybe, Hunter Biden, you allowed yourself to allow your dad to run when he should not, which is the widely held view in the Democratic Party now.
Patty, I love you, but you have to, let me tell you something. The idea that I allow or disallow my father to do